So a delegate is a reference pointer to a method. Some people call it a container for a method. And what it does, it allows us to treat a method as a variable. And then you can pass the method as a variable for a callback. When it gets called, it notifies all methods that reference the delegate. So what the heck does that mean? Well, I've got working on this project, and this is building off the input system video I just did. And we have this player capsule here on a ground, this plane, and we have buttons to make it do certain things. Let's go ahead and play it. So I press space and it jumps. If I press C, it doesn't do anything right now. If I press Z, it shrinks. If I press X, it does this jump. If I press C, it goes back to normal. I can press space and do a jump. Now, after it goes back to normal, if I press X again, it grows and it does a jump. And if I press X again, it just jumps. And if I press Z, it shrinks. Press X, it jumps. And see, now X is changed. It only does a jump. And if I press C, it goes back to normal. All right, so let's look at the script on this one. Okay, so when you have a delegate, you have to do a couple things. First, you have to define the delegate through this delegate signature. And so you use delegate, and then the return type, and then the name of the delegate, delegate type, and then any parameters. And then you need to instant the delegate. So using this signature, we have a jump row. This is the name of the delegate, and this is the signature of the delegate. It's kind of like defining any other variable. This is the variable name, and this is the variable type. So input vector, vector2, and this is a jump row, first delegate. And the thing is, we define or create the delegate signature up here. So it's delegate void, first delegate, jump row. So what a delegate is it holds reference to some functions. So now that we instance the delegate in the start method, we can start assigning methods to the delegate. So we have a jump row, this is the delegate. So we have jump row, which is the delegate, and we're going to assign this jump high method to it. And then we're also going to assign this grow method to it. And this is called a multicast delegate. So when this delegate is called, it's going to trigger both of these methods. And this jump high method is down here. And it adds an upward force on it, greater than this regular jump. This regular jump is times 5, and this jump high is times 10. And then we have a grow method, and I increase the mass to 10, and I transform the scale to 5. So these are two methods that have been assigned to jump grow, and this all happens when I press C. Now another interesting thing you can do with delegates is you can reassign the delegate. So we have this, so in the start we assign the functions to the delegate. And now down here we have these different inputs. And when you press C, it reassigns this. Now why would you need to reassign that? Well, it's because in this Z here, if you press the Z button, what it does is it shrinks it down, and then it assigns the delegate to just jump high. So before it was assigned to both grow and jump high, now it's been reassigned. So the grow part is gone, now it's just jump high. Now if you press X, it's going to invoke the jump grow. And this right here is just a shortcut for checking if it's null. So it's going to invoke row. And this is how you invoke a delegate. And you can also just call it too. But this is a way to check for if it's null first. So if you press X, it's going to invoke jump grow. And that'll change depending on if you've just started. If you press C, it reassigns it to both. And if you have pressed Z, it'll only assign it to the jump high. And then we have a regular jump. And this is all movement stuff that isn't really used. And this is all the functions that we are, or these are all the methods that we are calling. So let's play this again. So this is just starting out. If I press X, it'll grow and jump. If I press Z, it'll shrink. Now if I press X again, it's going to just jump. Oops. And as you see, it's a super jump, but it's not growing anymore. And if I press Z, it's already shrunken, so it's not going to shrink anymore. If I press C, it goes back to its normal size. And if I press X now, it's going to grow and jump. If I press X again, it's going to just jump because it's already grown. Z, I shrink it, and X, it just jumps. So that's how delegates, that's one way of making delegates work. Let's try to rebuild that. So I'm going to try to reproduce those reproduce that delegate. So let's duplicate this scene. This will be sample scene 2. Let's open that. Let's go to the capsule and let's get rid of this. And we'll add a new script. This will be player script 2. You know, it'd probably be just easier to just copy everything and then just take out the delegate stuff. Okay. Alright, we can leave all the rest of that. And so we're getting some errors. Oh yeah, because we changed it. There we go. So here we are. So we need to do the delegate signature. And what that is, it's the delegate keyword. And then the return type. And the delegate type, or the delegate signature, or the name of the delegate type. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but let's call this a delegate 2. And now we need to instance the delegate. And let's call this delegate action. I don't know, delegate action. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be my delegate 2. Alright, so now we need to assign some functions to the delegate. So in this case, let's do, let's make it shrink and jump. So to assign just one method to the delegate, you can just do an equals assignment. So let's actually just do that. We'll have it do the shrink. And let's say when you press C, it's going to shrink. So we'll take that. For some reason, I'm getting an error here. Oh, I don't think you need to put the parentheses. Alright, so there we go. So when you press C, it's going to shrink. So we can just call Delegate Action and it should work. Error. Let me see what I do wrong. Oh, you do have to put parentheses there though for the parameters. There's nothing there. And let's try this again. Oh yeah, X. I accidentally hit X, but if I hit C, method arguments are incompatible. All right, let's have a look. Oh, it's something with the input system. Oh, you know what it is? I think it's because I changed the script. So this is actually okay. I changed the script. So I need to reassign all these references here in the player input. So player. Yeah, these are all gone. Okay. So that will go to move. It's going to go to C. Let's lock that.
Okay, so this is going to go to Z, X, and jump. This is going to jump. It's going to X. This is going to Z. And it's already set up for C. And that's set for move. Okay, now everything should work.
If I hit C, it should shrink. Boom, it worked. Okay. All right. So that's a basic single cast delegate. So when I hit C, it shrinks because it's set up. The delegate is assigned to shrink at the beginning, and then when I hit C, it calls the delegate. So let's do something different when Z hits. When I hit Z, let's say Delegate Action, and now let's assign it to. I'll assign it to grow, and let's assign it also to well, there's nothing else to assign to. We could have assigned to jump high. It's the only other one to really do. So jump high. Okay. So when we hit Z, it's going to assign it to grow and jump high. So when we hit C again, it should just call, it should grow and jump high instead of shrinking. Okay, so I'm going to press C once, it should shrink. And I'm going to press Z and it should grow and jump. Or X. Oh, it's not working again. Alright. So if I press Z, context started, delegate action. Set to grow and jump high. So it should hit Z and then hit C again. Oh, I don't think I hit C again. Okay, if I hit C, shrinks. If I hit Z, it's going to reassign the delegate. Oh, there it goes, it works. And if I hit Z again, it calls the delegate action. All right, so let's assign X. So X, let's, what can X do? Well, let's have it reassign it to just, we'll have X assign it to normal. So delegate action is equal to normal size. All right, so when I hit X, it should assign it to normal size, and it should stop jumping if I press C. So if I hit Z, it's going to make it grow again, but it's not going to be able to shrink anymore. All right. Play. Okay. Hit C, and it shrinks. And now let's hit X. And that reassigned it. Hit C. Now it goes to normal size. Hit Z. And now it grows. And it should hit X. Goes normal. So what I have set up here is C calls the delegate action. And X and Z reassign the delegate action. Alright, so there we go. Hope that's helpful. I guess in applications you can use it to reassign the functions of a certain button. So next we'll be moving on and continuing with delegates.